Welcome to Roll Call, a 126th Air Refueling Wing podcast of the Illinois Air National Guard at Scott Air Force Base. I'm your host, Technical Sergeant Brian Ellison. The Roll Call podcast focused on people, mission, and community. Thanks for listening. Before we begin the podcast, I have sad news. You might have noticed, what is this, over my left shoulder, or you could probably just see it in the background. If you watch the podcast, you see this lovely tree behind me. It gives it a great ambiance, I think, along with the various patches and the pictures we have up on the wall that you can see if you're watching the Facebook, my Cardinals and White Sox hat and the Polish flag. You may have noticed the tree back there anyways, along with the rest of the background. Staff Sergeant Ari Freeman has nicknamed it Banshee, love Banshee. The boss, though, wants me to get rid of Banshee. Let me know what you think of Banshee that's in the background. Let me know in the comments below. Coming up, we'll find out more about the mentorship program with Lieutenant Colonel Huckel, the deputy commander of the maintenance group. He and a panel of folks sat down to talk about the new and improved mentorship program. Also coming up on Around the Air Force, changes are coming to PT, including a new website. Next drill is July 24th and 25th. It's a busy drill. Saturday morning from 09 to 11:30. The Back to School Brigade is having a drive-through handing out free backpacks and school supply kits. It's at the Airmen and Family Readiness Center at 404 West Martin, Building 1650. You need to get registered to receive these school supplies. Go to my.operationhomefront.org. Bring your ID and come at your registered time. That afternoon is Command Chief Master Sergeant Mike Douglas's retirement and change of responsibility to Operations Group Chief Master Sergeant Christina Rizzo. Then Sunday is Wing Family Day at Warrior Park. There's going to be food and drinks, adults and kids games, bounce houses, face painting, softball, and a whole bunch more. It's no cost to register your team for softball. Just submit your team through your chief or senior enlisted to compete for the Commander's Cup. That's during the Wing Family Day Sunday at noon during drill at Warrior Park.
My name is Braden Wright. I'm looking to go towards civil engineering, further my education benefits, and better the civilian market.
I'm Trini Romero. I'm in Security Forces, and I aspire to be a Security Forces officer.
The 126th Air Refueling Wing is rebooting its mentorship program. You may be asking yourself, what is mentorship? How can I get involved? Will this help my career? Well, good thing you asked those questions, because those topics were covered during a conversation Lieutenant Colonel Huckel had with Captain Holland, Chief Blankenship, Staff Sergeant Adams, and Airman Amici.
Welcome to the 126 Mentorship Town Hall today. I am Lieutenant Colonel Tim Huckel. A little bit of history about the mentorship program. The Wing Commander, Colonel Tom Jackson, a few months ago approached myself and Major Jen Lubeck about getting this program, reinvigorating this program, and making sure that we had a mentorship program within the wing. So in January we had a meeting. We invited anyone who was interested to a Friday before UTA, and the actual interest in this program was pretty amazing. We got some quality folks to attend the meeting, and we also since then have had numerous emails from folks who are still asking about how this program is going to work, and that's kind of what we're here today to kind of roll this out. Reasons we're here, we want to make sure if you want to be a mentor, you know how to. If you want to find a mentor, want to make sure that how you would find a mentor. We'll give a video a little later of what's called Linktree and show you how that can be done. And then also another reason for the mentorship program is we want to have some classes. Maybe there's a gap in some education that we have within the wing. We want to bring in some professionals or some speakers that can then help bridge those gaps. So without further ado, we have an awesome panel here. I want to introduce them real quick before we start in the Q&A, and we'll go from there. First to my far left is Chief Master Sergeant David Blankenship. He's a 126 Maintenance Group Component Repair Superintendent. Welcome, Chief.
Thank you.
To my immediate left is Captain Doria Hollins. She is the 126 Force Support Squadron Commander. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
To my right is Staff Sergeant Rashad Adams. He works in the 126 Logistic Readiness Squadron,
Yes,
TMO.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And to my far right is A1C, Megan Amici. She works in the 126 Command Support Staff section. So what we'll do is a quick Q&A. We'll just go around the table here. And if anyone has anything that they would like to piggyback on what somebody says, by all means, feel comfortable doing that, and we'll go from there. So, Chief, I'll start with you with the first question. Chief, with the start of the 126th Mentorship Program, why do you want to be a mentor, and can you give us an example of when a mentor has helped you in your career?
Sure. Part of my job is to train and equip airmen to do their job, work on airplanes. This is another avenue, another tool in the toolbox that I can use, hopefully, to help airmen get the skills that they need to not only work on airplanes, but maybe become supervisors and move up in their career.
Right.
My opinion is there's two kind of people in the world. There's those kind of people that like to receive and those kind of people that like to give. Mm-hmm. I'm the person that likes to give, so if I can help someone, that is the most pleasurable thing to me than to get something myself.
Right.
Who is an example of someone who's been a mentor in my career? I would have to say during my career, retired Chief Sam Cinta has been a huge mentor in my career. I worked for a chief for over 25 years while I've been in the Guard, and he mentored me when there wasn't what we call a mentorship program, right? He helped me further my career, whether it be skills of working on the airplane or as I became a supervisor, skills to manage people and deal with some of the unique problems that you deal with as a supervisor. So I definitely have to say Chief Cinta.
Very good. Thank you, Chief. And I worked with Chief Cinta for a long time too. When I came to maintenance, and as a young officer, not so young of an officer, but as an officer, he mentored me too. And I can appreciate what you're talking about with Chief Cinta. So thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Captain Holland, same question.
Absolutely, sir. So I would love being a mentor and kind of pouring into folks that are willing and wanting to receive. I think I've been very grateful throughout my career, whether it was my civilian career or my military career, to have some pretty influential and impactful people that has poured into my life. Had they not been a part of my success, then I would be on a different path.
Right.
And so I want to be able to give that back. So that's why I feel like mentoring is it's an important, big believer in, the personal and professional development. And so I want to kind of be, an active participant in that.
Right.
I would say one of the biggest mentors that definitely changed my career, I was prior enlisted for about 8 years. My last deployment, I had a chief who was, she definitely was a kick in the butt. She found out I had a degree and she was trying to figure out why I was stalling
Right.
to commission and take the AFOQT. And I believe when I got back, I got some books, I studied, I took the test, and I was grateful to be able to get my commission, and here I am now, 8 years later as an officer.
Very good, very good. I think that there's sometimes that we don't even know when we're being mentored. I talked to this group last week, and I can pick out on one hand five times that I've been mentored in my life, and didn't know it was happening at the time, but if something didn't happen at that time, I'd be in a totally different place right now. So
Yeah.
I can relate to that very much so. Sergeant Adams, same question.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I would say I want to be a mentor because I'm a new NCO. Less than a year, I've been a staff sergeant, so I would like to hopefully feed back into some of the new airmen around my squadron and or any potential airmen I will have to oversee within my career field at LRS. And I would say so far, I have been inspired by every member of the deployment and distribution flight and the LRS leadership team. All of these individuals have been great mentors to me because they've all poured in me, whether it's my aspirations to become an officer, whether it's my aspirations to upgrade my civilian career. They all have been there to kind of mold me into the NCO that I became today. So those are the individuals I think that have been the most inaugural mentors thus far in my military career.
Right. One beautiful thing about folks like DSGs, like Sergeant Adams, is he works in the civilian world, and there's mentorship in military and there's mentorship in the civilian world, and they all relate to each other, but he may have some different ideas on how to bring his skills to the UTA weekend and bring that to us, and something that maybe the military had never thought of before. So that's the beauty of having such a diverse workforce with civilians and DSGs and full-timers and AGRs and things like that. So very good with that. So some people would wonder why I would have an A1C on the panel, but for a mentorship town hall. The reason is there's this thing called reverse mentorship, and that is folks like me who maybe need to, understand something different from a different generation. I would go to someone like A1C Amici. So my question for A1C Amici would be, being the youngest person on this panel, if a senior NCO like Chief Blankenship came to you with a question on the mindset of newly assigned members of the wing and challenges they may have in their first year, do you think you could help the chief as a mentor, and how?
So I think I would definitely be able to help. Given the position I sit in, I am commander support staff, so I'm constantly working with officers, senior NCOs, and NCOs. So I am really comfortable with asking those types of questions. And so I guess in regards to like an airman being scared or nervous to go up to an NCO or an officer and basically just get the information that they need within that first year, because I remember me coming back personally from tech school, I was terrified. And then I had Sergeant Luna, who's my supervisor, as a mentor, and she really pushed me to get out there and be more active within just the maintenance group in general. But circling back with going up to Chief Blankenship, basically being able to fill that gap and work with him to kind of get the figure out how he would be able to relate more to the younger generation, because he can come to me for sure with the reverse mentoring, and then just kind of go from there. I was talking to him earlier today about how we've kind of changed how we do business. That's what we always say over in the maintenance group. But basically with how we were sending out emails instead of text messages to our DSGs in regards to drill weekends. I'd say people my age, we really don't check our personal emails often. It's usually for ads or anything like that is what gets sent to my email. So a text message is way better. So they kind of took a poll and then to see where we were at and getting across that message, definitely. So evolving with the times, I guess.
And that's reverse mentoring. And if we're not listening to our younger troops or our brand new troop, if we're not listening to them, then that's a failure on our part. So it's mentorship is across the board. Thank you, Megan. Appreciate that. Another part of mentorship is, I'll give you an example of what Megan brought to the table. The first meeting we had, Major Lubeck and I were talking about how this was going to roll out, and we said, what we need to do is set up a SharePoint, and that's where people can come to get all the information. And Aaron Amici came back and said, I have this idea about a link tree, and we'll show a video here in a little bit of how that link tree works. But she came to this, and once we saw it, we said, that's exactly what we need, because it goes off a QR code, and everybody has a phone, and it's right at their fingertips. And if they want to find a mentor, be a mentor, or find anything about the mentorship program, that's how you do it. It's right at your fingertips. So we'll cover that video here in just a little bit. So I'd like to go back this way starting with Sergeant Adams and ask the second question.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me a time that you wish you had a mentor due to something you may not have known?
Yes, thanks for that question, sir. I would say probably coming into the Air National Guard, because I'm first generation military. I have like distant cousins that were once in the 126. But as for mentorship, I wish I maybe would have had someone in my personal family or my personal network, or even my professional network on the civilian side, to kind of mentor me, to tell me a little bit more as for just information about the lifestyle of the Air National Guard. Because you hear so many things within the community, positive things about the military, but you really don't know. Which I was excited to be an enlisted member, but I just wish I maybe have had a little more of background information as to different types of career fields, how to take the ASVAB, maybe about MEPS or things like that as a new troop coming in, because I didn't really know. I was just kind of going through the process of a new individual joining the armed forces. So that would be my personal time, I would say.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Kevin?
I would say my most recent experience was when I just recently came back from deployment. I think it would have been valuable to have a mentor, just to the nuances of when you're getting out there. Because I've deployed as an enlisted member, but deploying as an officer is very different. Definitely, I learned a lot, on my feet, but I wished that I would have had that support.
Right.
And unfortunately, I was by myself at my particular location, so I had to seek folks I was not too familiar with. But it got easier as time went on, and I
Sure.
Actually connected with the chief out there. I don't know, something about chiefs.
Something about
Yes.
chief, right?
Something about
Right.
chiefs.
Find a good chief, right?
Yeah, I found a good chief, and
There you
he was a CE background, and he definitely helped, mold me and empower me to, throughout my deployment.
Very good. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kevin. Chief?
Yeah, no regrets really, but if I look back, and one of my biggest things, aviation is a passion of mine. I enjoy everything about aviation. In my 20s, I went and got my private pilot's license, and I wish there had been someone there at the time to prod me to go a little bit farther and pursue the pilot side on the Guard.
Right. Right.
Things could have been a lot different. Again, no regrets on where I'm at now, but and I always really enjoyed working on airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have liked to take that passion to the next step.
Right. That's one thing we talk about in our meetings when we're trying to roll this out is, I'm not the right person to come to if somebody wants to be a pilot. But if they go to our Linktree site and find a pilot that they may read their profile and feel comfortable talking to that person, they can click the button and send a message out to them, and they can maybe link up with them and ask them some questions. And if that person can't help them out, guess what? The next person may be able to. So, agreed.
Absolutely.
So, okay. What I'd like to do now is, how do you become a mentor? What is the mentorship program all about? I talked a little bit about the Linktree site, and what we'd like to do now is roll out a video that Airman Amici and our PA crew has put together, and we'll show that now.
Hi, I'm Airman Amici. I'm with the 126 Mentorship Program, and I will be showing you how to access our Linktree through our QR code. First, you'll pull up your camera. Once that's up, a link will pop down. You'll click on it. The first tab is about the mentorship program, where you will learn more. The second tab will provide you a list of all of our mentors. You will be able to read about them, where they work, what they do for fun, and much more. The third tab will take you to a spreadsheet, where you'll fill out about yourself, what you are looking for in a mentor, and if you have a specific mentor in mind. We also added a Goodreads tab. There you will find a list of books that our mentors handpicked in regards to leadership, risk-taking, and much more. The last tab is a suggestion tab. Please provide positive feedback and let us know how we can better assist you. If you have any questions, please send them in to our org box at 126arw.arw.mentorship@us.af.mil.
Thank you again for that video, and thank you to our PA crew. That was great in putting that together, and the idea, the reverse mentorship to all of us, because that is going to be a valuable tool for folks. You'll see those QR codes all around the wing, and just click on it and just take a look at the Linktree, and we appreciate it. So what I'd like to do now is just close this up. I'd like to go around the panel real quick and just ask them for some closing comments about the mentorship program. So Chief, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I think this is a great thing that we're doing here. It really opens up the door if you go to that Linktree site, and you can look at the bios of the people that have volunteered to do it. And it's pretty awesome that, you know, if I was in Megan's shoes right now as an A1C and I could go really directly to Colonel Jackson and ask him a question, if he was the one that fit the bill for that. I think it's really awesome, and I'm glad that we're putting a label on something that maybe we've done informally, and now we're doing it a lot more formal.
Right.
So it's a really good thing for us.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah.
Kevin?
I think the last time I looked at the link tree, we had over 40 mentors that have a passion to give back to our folks into the wing.
Right.
I think that is absolutely phenomenal. I am very happy that this is an actual program that we are launching, because I think that was something that we were missing for some time.
Right.
And for folks to feel comfortable, and the diversity within those mentors it's incredible. So I'm definitely looking forward to you know, working through this and seeing some folks kind of grow and develop.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. Sir?
Yes, sir. First, I want to say thank you for having me here to yourself, Major Lubeck, and my team at Deployment and Distribution at LRS. I really appreciate this opportunity to be here. But I would say I look forward to the future success of our mentorship program. I'm ready to get started helping people and to be on the receiving end as well, to get tips and everything about the Air National Guard that I may not be privy to, and I can take those items back to my team and other airmen within my squadron. So thank you for having me.
Thanks, Sergeant Adams. Megan?
So I was going to say, in regards to the link tree in general, if you guys do have any questions on how to work it or use it, I'm here all week long or throughout the week. So feel free to send me an email. And then I'd say probably what I'm most looking forward to the mentorship program is a little bit different, because I'd say whenever I was in student flight, I think this would be a great opportunity for our student flight members, just because, I mean, really they're only out within the unit, within where they're actually going to be working on Sundays usually. So I think this is going to be a great opportunity for them to maybe come out here one of the days and then really get to know the members within our wing and that type of stuff too, for before they leave for tech school and basic training, so then they can kind of have a better idea of what to expect.
Very good. All right, thank you. All right, well, thanks, panel. I appreciate it. Thank you for taking time out of your day. I really appreciate you coming here. And thank you for the PA team for putting this together. I know we couldn't go live. We went live for a little bit, but we had to videotape this and roll it out a little later, but that's okay. The information is getting out to the wing, and that's exactly what we wanted. So, and I think that this, I can't remember if it's Chief or Captain mentioned it, but it's exactly what Colonel Jackson wanted. He wanted the airmen to be able to talk to Colonel Jackson if that airman wanted to. If they can reach out to anyone on their profile and reach out to them and just have a sit down with them, and maybe have a little mentorship session. That's exactly what Colonel Jackson's vision was. So thanks again, panel. Appreciate it. Thanks again, PA team. Much appreciated for all the folks who are deployed within the state of Illinois or overseas. Get home safe, get home soon. We hope to get you back and involved in the mentorship program. So thank you.
Find out more about the new 126th Air Refueling Wing Mentorship Program by going to their Linktree account. That's linktr.ee/126ARW Mentorship.
We never know where our country's going to ask us to go, so that's why it's important that we practice these dynamic force employment engagements in locations that we normally don't go to.
You can find all of our links on Linktree. That's linktr.ee/126ARW. That includes our Instagram, our Twitter, also our Facebook page, which you may be watching this right now on our Facebook page, or our YouTube channel. You can also download this on your favorite podcast app. That includes Spotify and Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. Don't forget about the Wing Family Day picnic during July's drill on Sunday at noon at Warrior Park. If you want to pass along some information, you can email roll call at 126.arw.pa.mm.org@us.af.mil. Thanks for listening to Roll Call, a 126th Air Refueling Wing podcast focused on people, mission, and community. I'm Tech Sergeant Brian Ellison.